Ooh, what's going on YouTube? It's Donnie B all day. Whoa! So I'm bringing you probably one of the sexiest SOG knives you'll ever see in your life. So here's the deal. I am a knife guy. I love knives. So when it comes to knife companies, I don't have like bias toward companies overall. Like I'll say things like this Spyderco, the typical Spyderco that's got that little mouse shape to it, ugly as hell. Does that mean I'm going to down Spyderco because I think the knife is ugly? No, because it's phenomenal. And they have some other models that look great, right? It's just like Frost Cutlery. You can get this Frost Cutlery knife for $5 that's going to break in the first 3 minutes, or you can get one for $50 that'll last you forever. So if you judge every knife company off your first knife that you've seen from them, and that's going to be your entire everything about this company, nope, because then you're lost. The first SOG knife I ever checked out, I didn't really care for. I didn't care for it. And normally what a lot of people would do is they'd get one and they'd say, ooh, I don't like this. And okay, that's the end of that. No, you can't do that, because if you do that, you might miss out on heaven in steel. Holy crap, this knife is freaking awesome. If you don't own one of these, after today, you just might. This is the SOG Prohen XR. The XR is the lock. The Prohen is the name. SOG is the brand. So let's get into some of the specs here. Golly, I love this freaking knife. We have, I have a plumber coming. I was waiting for him. We have a overall length of 8¼ inches long. We have a blade length of 3.35 inches long. We obviously have the XR lock. We have the finish is called T small I, N small I. I'm not exactly what that means, but I mean, it sounds cool, so what are you going to do? It is Cryo D2, and you guys have watched my video on what I think is the perfect all-around steel right there. It is G10 scales, not just G10 scales. I gotta get turned around here because you guys need to see this better. This knife is a thing of beauty, man. This is a thing of beauty. So check this out, man. So the G10 on here is perfectly executed, and it was a collaboration in design with Mikkel Willemsen. And here's the deal: when it comes to designers, being a knife designer myself, I don't always like talk about who designed this and who designed that. But when a knife is so striking to me and so perfectly done, I will all day long say who the guy who designed it is, because I'm impressed. And as a designer, I want to be impressed by every part of the design, not just part of it. SOG has another knife similar to this, and I can't think of the name offhand, but it came to me and it had the glass nylon reinforced handles. It was similar to this, and the knife was one of the greatest knives I ever held in my life. And I just don't like the glass reinforced nylons. Again, so you find something you don't like, so automatically you're going to, nope, this company's not good for me. No. When I saw this in G10, I said, why can't that other one be in G10? This thing is freaking badass. So the XR lock, let's get into it. It's a plunger lock, right? But it's strong. And here's the thing, it's got an assist. You'll watch this. If I let go, boop, it stops. If I hold it, it'll pop and close. So you just have to not let go too early. But practicing with it will get you there. But if you don't like to open it that way, boop, you got a flipper. If you are not a flipper fan, well, guess what? You have a huge flicker hole right there. And I have to say, it's very, very nice looking too. And another thing, what a lot of people don't realize with these, wire bending. And before we even get into things, I'm going to show you. So let's say you own a ranch or you got your own farm and you have a lot of fencing like this everywhere, fencing everywhere. and all of a sudden your fencing comes undone, or you need to put up a new one. Check this out. Do 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 do. I can twist wire. The little holes there are really good for wire bending. But here's the thing. If you have a cheap knife, don't do that, because any knife that has a folding area has a spot right here, or an access point that can be weakened. The thing is, you don't have to worry about that when you have a really, really well-made knife. So, and if you're going to bend and you don't know how strong or weak your access point is, do it closed. Boom, boom, boom. Now I can twist a knife like this, and I don't have to worry about breaking that. Really easy. So that is one of those things that you can use that for. You can also use your lanyard hole for it. But it depends on the wire and how big it is. And with this, I have leverage with the handle. But you can use your lanyard hole, if you have one, this one does, for twisting wire. So another just thing that they don't tell you in the fine print that you can do. This thing has got a really pretty plain edge, which I love. It is very gently swedged, giving you all the strength in the tip with just enough ability to puncture on a stab. The grip, really, really comfortable. The meat of my hand is going to fit right here in this flat spot, and then the bend in my web comes right around where my thumb is on top, where they have some really, really nice gentle jimping. It's not going to be aggressive on your hand. It's just going to feel good. It's got a steel frame. Everything about it I like. It's got a low hang pocket clip, done really well. It is reversible. I do believe it is. This thing is everything you want your EDC to be, and that's what it is. It's your EDC. Can you bring this, like if I'm back in Afghanistan, they say, hey, D-Bad, you got to go back to Afghanistan. Right on. And you get to bring a pocket knife. Would I be shy about bringing something like this? Hell no, this thing is awesome. This thing would actually get the job done anywhere. So let's see if I got some arm hair left. Let's see. Woo! All right. So this thing is uber shave sharp, man. That is crazy shave sharp. That's all about edge geometry. If it can cut arm hair, edge geometry, sharp. That's what it comes down to. Speaking of, let's get busy. All right, so I have a couple different pieces of line here. Did I just go through puberty? We got some thin and some thicker, and we are going to start with the thin. It just cuts right away. We're going to double this up. We're going to go right through. Now I'm going to take all those pieces and I'm going to twist them up to make it into a rope. Now I'm going to take my rope. Nice. I'm going to let go. I should not have done that. I grabbed the wrong end. But I'm going to try that again. And try it again. So the knife is not a fail, but golly, that guy with the rope sucks. All right, here we go. So now I'm going to stick it all the way through every piece. Possibly, you guys, worst video ever. All right, here we go. So now we got it through all of it. And I mean, there's zero resistance. Zero. Let's try that again. Make it even thicker. Thicker. Hey, look at that. I actually learned. Oh, this thing, I mean, talk about EDC. EDC means everyday carry. Anything you want to do, everywhere you're going to do it, that's what this is for. I want to do a push cut, so let's bring you down here. And we're just going to do a push cut without saw action. And oh my gosh, that was easy. Boom. All right, so I did a, and I don't like to say it while I'm doing other companies' knife reviews, but I did a Fox knife yesterday that was really nice, and it was great. It didn't cut as smoothly as this one did. I'm going to say that right out of the box. This one cut smoother, and I'm talking by far this thing is just an immaculate cutter. I mean, an immaculate cutter. It's super, super impressive. I don't know if I'm going to have enough to hold on to here, but we'll try. This thing is super, super nice. So now let's make a nice big twisty rope here. So here we go. We got a nice big fat rope. Let's get rid of some of that stuff. And I'm just going to push cut. I give up. Give up. SOG wins. Press board. That's hard to stab through. That's just this knife, the Prohen XR. I would put this thing, as far as cut-worthy EDC, comfortability and all that, I'd put this up against just about freaking anything I've ever tested, ever used, ever held. Let's get some more stuff. All right, so here is a plastic tube. I cut through this yesterday, so I know it's possible for these to get cut through. It took some work, hard work. We'll see how this guy does. Wow, this cuts so much nicer. This is plastic. This isn't rubber. This isn't hose, which we'll get into. This is freaking plastic. I'm so impressed with this knife. You know what's funny is this wasn't a knife sent to me by the company. I get a lot of knives that are sent to me. This one is one that I saw and I liked so much. I went, I got to have it. And I picked, look at this. I'm just dicing up plastic here. And it was one where I literally had to get. This is out of pocket from me because I saw the value and worth in the overall design. Without even touching the knife. Design, bought me this knife. Right? Hold on, let's get that hose. All right, so this is the no joke hose. It's like a brick. All right, well, let's see. I had trouble cutting through this a lot. Look at that. It's shattering. That's how hard and dry this thing is. It's shattering. Like the outside coating is just breaking. Well, let's see. Oh, my goodness. That is so hard. It's like an excited teenager. All right, let's try. There we go. Telling you, man. This knife is badass. This knife is badass. I mean, come on. Any chips in there? Any damage points? Nope. Still sharp. Yep. It's still shave sharp. You gotta be kidding me. Hold on, I got that 2x4 down here. You gotta be kidding me with this knife. All right, obviously it's not a chopper, but let's see what we can do. Now, you don't want to chop with folders. Remember, I paid for this out of pocket, so I'm not going to do something stupid enough to think where I might break it. But I know if I end up loosening it, it's just tightening. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen with this. Look at this. Look at this. So you know what this just did? This just scrambled a whole lot of this stuff right here. I can make a fire with that. Easy. This is easy fire making. Fantastic, man. And it's got this little choil right here. Really, really nice for choking up. And I can use that choil for fire making right there. I can even use this really nice jimping for fire making right there. I could probably even use right past the jimping right there because it does feel 90. This knife is super, super nice. Speaking of fire making, golly, am I going to be able to feather with it? Absolutely. Let's do some pulls. Let's make sure I'm in there. Oh my gosh, those curls. Oh my gosh. So, I mean, I would trust, I could literally trust going on a hike, on a camp, anywhere, and having this knife with me and rely on it to live. If, you know, they always say, you say, what's the best knife? It's the knife you have on you. Very true. But you might want to be smart about what you put on you, because if you do get into a situation where, let's say I'm back there in the mountains and all of a sudden I get a flash flood or I get something happening or just anything, and I need to survive, I need to sit tight and survive, tell you what, a knife like this, I'm not going to have any problems. Let's see. No loosening, no edge damage. We already seen that. I mean, this knife is fan-freaking-tastic. This is going, and I'm telling you right away, right now, 100% without, without guesswork. This is going into my main carry line. Like, the knives that are with me the most, like the stuff that I believe that I should carry, need to carry, want to carry. It's like my group of EDCs that I just won't get rid of. This is that knife. This is one of those knives. This is one of my keepers. You won't see this in a knife sale, I'll tell you that. Not from me anyway. This thing is super duper dope. So I have to say, SOG knocked it out of the freaking park with this. I'm talking, there's the park and it is out of it. It's out. Golly, this knife is awesome. All right, so that's it for this one. Hi, I'm Donnie B all day. Until next knife.